Okay, let's get started. Hello freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of The Twin. This is the latest Shudder original. It was released on May 6th. So as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them just to see if this was worth it or not, in the description box down below, there you're going to find my spoiler-free review, because I like to give you guys the two options. So giving a little talk and disclaimer ahead, let's get into the video. The Twin is a psychological horror Finland film that is protagonized by Teresa Palmer, who probably you have seen before in Warm Bodies or Lights Out. The film is going to follow the couple Rachel and Anthony that after a car incident when they lost one of their sons, they decide to move to Finland to start basically a new life. But soon they will discover that something else is behind them. The film has a running time of 1 hour and 48 minutes long, and I think that that's where the problem started, at least for me. Because basically, right from the beginning, you're going to realize that this film is a bunch of horror cliches mixed in one, so you're going to end up being on these thoughts of, I know what is going to happen, I have seen this, I have seen that. So what the hell they're going to bring new, or how the hell they're going to mix things up or make something different about it. The film has a family moving to a new place, having a family that just lost a son. We're seeing families that lose somebody all the time, families moving to places that had sometimes a supernatural past or something behind it. There's not precisely a normal place. In this case, it's Finland. At some point, they are talking about how everything is round and about pagan culture, saying it's what is happening here. So basically, the film, we have Rachel and Anthony. They lost their son Nathan, remaining with Elliot, that is the twin brother. So they all three moved to Finland from New York, trying to find a new life and a fresh start. Something that pretty common to see in horror, once again, like I said. The thing is that the film is way too long for what it is. I found myself thinking, what the hell is going to happen? How they're going to extend it? So basically, Rachel, from the very beginning, it's having issues. Like, of course, she just lost a son, and now she's thinking that something is behind her other son. Of course, the father doesn't believe her. He is the skeptical father husband. Another cliche here, having the mother in despair for their kids and the father that is basically skeptical. And everyone around her, the reality. This remind me a little bit to Rosemary Baby, just in the dynamic that the husband and everyone around her are like on a different mindset than her and making her think that she's crazy or that she's having some issues. That type of dynamic, it reminds me a little bit of Rosemary Baby. Of course, we pass all the film having her looking for evidence. She takes pictures of Elliot and he starts screaming like, no, don't take me no pictures. And he's having this weird behavior that remind me a little bit of The Omen, when we have Damien that out of sudden he starts making weird behavior. Of course, we all know why. In this case of the twin, no, he's not the Antichrist. That's not the cliche that we're here. But it's kind of similar also on the behavior of the child. So we have her taking pictures. She's bringing it to someone and she's like, I took some pictures. He's not there. He doesn't have a shadow. This is not my son. So basically now she's claiming, because she also hearing voices and she's hearing that Elliot is talking with someone else in the house, that it's like someone took her son and now it's trying to impersonate him. Something that we have seen before too. So like I said, the film, it's full of cliches, one, another. So of course, I spent 1 hour and 30 minutes thinking what the hell was going to happen, because the plot twist, it doesn't come to basically the last 10 minutes. And this is when we learn that she's in fact insane. Now, the whole thing actually happened because they never actually show the accident. They just show a car, and then the scene jumps to Rachel crying and screaming in the hospital. Of course, by the plot, we already know what is happening. That is, she is finding out that one of her sons died. We never see who was driving, where they were driving, how the accident happened, and of course for a good reason. Rachel even at some point is shown being brought by the whole group of neighbors, and she's with a belly, like she's pregnant, and they put in blood in a circle in her, and this kind of ritual. So all this time she's thinking that something weird is happening once again, like Rosemary Baby, and has to do with some kind of religious beliefs. But no, that is not what's happening here. Basically, she was the one driving because she got mad with Anthony because he was drinking. And she took Nathan with her. Only Nathan. They had the accident and Nathan died. And she created Elliot on her mind as a cope mechanism. Elliot never existed. They lost their only son, just like Anthony says at some point. And basically they start showing all these scenes that we saw her with the kid. She was playing all alone, how she started coping with having a new child, and how is Anthony telling her how at the beginning he was like, well, maybe this will work, but he couldn't take it, so she was basically taken to a mental hospital. But he realizes that that wasn't doing good, so he decided to move to Finland with her so that she can have a new life and maybe cope a little bit still with Elliot and the fact that he was their son. But of course things got worse. So the fact that everyone was having a different mindset than her and his husband being skeptical was kind of real. So she was the one that was insane. So it wasn't like a trick. She was indeed insane. And basically, she invented every single thing that we saw throughout the film. Now, this is the type of films that you need to watch more than once in order to catch like the tiny, tiny, tiny details that will tell you when someone is losing their mind and they're like imagining things, or sometimes things that will fit. Like, for example, when this revelation and plot twist came, it reminded me of The Uninvited, where basically at the end we have these sisters that are Alex and Anna. Basically kind of the same dynamic, because Alex died on an accident that was provoked by Anna. But Anna never basically made the click on her mind that Alex died. So after she got out of the mental institution, because she was okay, she started seeing Alex, and all the scenes that we have with her and her father and her stepmom, and Alex is included, somehow no one ever talks to Alex, but they play it so smoothly that you will never realize that she's not there. Only Anna is seeing her until the very end, when they'll play all the scenes once again, and this is when you realize. So I want to rewatch the film just for the purpose to see if, now that I know that the kid is not precisely there, I will catch some of it. Because when you rewatch the film, like for example, The Uninvited, of course you're like, oh, right, they're never even like looking at her. They're never, like, even the body language, like never, they're turned to her. Like they're always away, but it's so subtle that you're never going to even realize. The Uninvited is a remake of The Tale of Two Sisters, just in case. It's not the greatest movie out there, but it's one of my favorites just for the sake of nostalgic elements that has in me and my sister. But the reality is that this film remind me to, like you realize, to a lot of films. The film kind of serves the purpose of entertainment, but it's a little bit boring. Like I said, way too long. I would have made it way shorter. They didn't need to make it that long. But the score, I think that it was okay, but a little bit on the bad placement. It was too loud for some scenes. I didn't feel that it fit. The acting was decent, nothing too outstanding. The script and how things are like moving, it's pretty basic, pretty simple. It's nothing too difficult or hard to understand the reality of the film. The film is pretty simple. So this film, it's a 5 out of 10 and a 2 out of 5. The reality is the film is not the best, but it's not the worst out there either. So I think that if you like this type of psychological horror films with those type of plot twists at the end, maybe this film is for you. If it's not, then maybe you should skip this. In case, I would recommend it. Like I said, this film is not for everyone, but I think that for some people might be good and entertaining. So maybe if you're looking for something new to watch on Shudder, you can watch this one and let me know what you think on the comments in case that you haven't watched it already. And well, I think that this is it for the review. I don't really have much to say, only that I wasn't really expecting much of the film, the reality, from the plot and just like the themes. I wasn't expecting much either, so I didn't have high expectations. So this is why I am not disappointed or like mad or something about it. So I'm just chill because I wasn't expecting much and it was okay. It was an okay film. Not the worst, not the best. It's in the middle. But well, I think that this is all. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. I'm going to see you guys on my next video. That is going to be my review of The Sadness and Firestarter. The Sadness is coming on Thursday on Shudder. This one is a bit of a controversial film. I talk a little bit about it on my video talking about all the movies that will come in this month. So this film, I don't think that is for everyone. Still, I'm going to be doing, of course, a review. And Firestarter, that it will be coming on Friday movie theaters and on Peacock TV. I'm going to be doing 2 reviews this weekend. And well, now that is all. And I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Bye.